Hey guys, welcome to Digit.in, and this is our review of the Moto G5S Plus. Now the Moto G5S Plus is a small upgrade over the Moto G5, the highlight of which is the dual camera setup. The smartphone picks the monochrome and RGB sensor combination, skipping the arguably more popular telephoto and wide-angle lens combo. While the camera configuration doesn't necessarily allow better bokehs, Motorola's camera app does provide a depth mode to shoot them. That's the only real difference between the camera apps on this phone and the Moto G5 Plus. Motorola hasn't detailed the sensor used on this device, but it seems like this is the same as the camera on the Moto G5. And therein lies the problem. With weaker sensors, the Moto G5S Plus actually doesn't make for a big upgrade over the G5 Plus. If you're buying this as an upgrade, we'd recommend you save your money. On well-lit conditions, the Moto G5S Plus produces nice details and crisp colors. Dynamic range is low on auto mode, but the HDR mode is quite useful. Even low-lit pictures are reasonably well detailed with decent colors. That said, we have clicked better photos with its predecessor often, and the Moto G5S Plus also overexposed photos sometimes. The two sensors working together makes for a really slow camera. Processing speeds are quite high, and the phone actually freezes for a few moments when shooting using the depth mode. That essentially makes the Moto G5S Plus's camera almost unusable when you need quick or back-to-back photos. The depth effect on the Moto G5S Plus is meant to create background blurs. They're of course not of DSLR quality, but the phone does do a better job than most single-camera smartphones. However, the G5S Plus isn't the best at this effect, and the depth effect is not useful when shooting outdoor photographs at night or other low-lit situations. Also, the depth mode blurs out the edges of the subject, which is important for good bokehs. Essentially, you'll get better usability than a single-camera phone like the Nokia 6, but the phone won't surpass Xiaomi's Mi A1's telephoto plus wide-angle setup. The other big change from its predecessor is in design. The Moto G5S Plus looks somewhat similar in photos, but it actually brings a pretty substantial change in design. Motorola has created a more seamless and premium feeling design. There are still curves on the back and a spherical camera module that comes with a noticeable bump. The edges are chamfered and the phone is made entirely of metal. Overall, the G5S Plus feels quite premium and seamless. The power button and volume rocker are on the right side and they're easy enough to reach. The Moto G5S Plus though is not a phone that's easily used with one hand thanks to a wide-faced and thick glossy strips of plastic around the display. The fingerprint sensor is on the front below the display. You get a slight bump in display size on the Moto G5S Plus. It's a 5.5-inch Full HD display that's identical to the Moto G5 Plus in terms of color saturation and touch performance. The only real hindrance here are the thick bezels on either side of the display. They make things less immersive and also hinder the overall design of the phone. Barring the camera, the Moto G5S Plus is almost identical to the G5 Plus, and its performance is one of the things that's same. The Moto G5S Plus presents a fluid stock Android experience with minimum lags. App load times are reasonably low, and in-app performance doesn't raise a lot of questions. It's not an out-and-out fast performer, but the Moto G5S Plus would suffice most use cases. With a 3000 mAh battery, the Moto G5S Plus does last a work day, which though sufficient is not the best you can get in this price segment. To conclude, we'd like to say that the Moto G5S Plus gives you dependable performance and a reasonable camera. It's certainly a phone worth considering, but it's not an upgrade or replacement to the Moto G5 Plus. From our testing, it seems the predecessor had a more dependable camera, while other aspects remain the same. At this price, the Moto G5 Plus offers better value for money, while the Moto G5S Plus is for those who are hell-bent on a dual camera setup and want stock Android. Thank you for tuning in, and for more videos like this one, you can subscribe to our channel.